Hi, I'm Steve, and I know what? You don't want to catch the flu. Neither do I. Let me give you some tips on how to not catch the flu. First tip, fairly obvious, get a flu shot. We're going to get into some more extreme measures later that I still take because I don't want the flu. Number two, wash your hands regularly with soap and water, obviously. And a common misconception, the water does not need to be hot. For hot water to kill bacteria, it needs to be boiling, and I doubt most people wash their hands with boiling water. So if you really want to wash your hands with cold water, as long as you're using soap, you're good. Or hand sanitizer if you don't have access to a sink with soap. Always carry around a bottle of hand sanitizer with you. Or something I do, because I wear glasses, this is another purpose. This may seem weird to people, but when you're in public and you're going to touch a doorknob or something, take out one of these. It's a lens cleaning wipe, but it's isopropyl alcohol mostly is going to kill germs. That's it. It doesn't advertise that anywhere, but there's not going to be any germs left when you wipe something down with these. You could obviously use wet ones as well, but these are in a smaller package. And just wipe down your doorknob, wipe down whatever, you know? And then again, get a can of Lysol and Clorox wipes. Clean your house, clean your keyboard and mouse, clean the doorknobs in your house, like your phone, your TV remotes, everything. You know? Normally, I'm not very germophobic at all. But when it comes to this, I don't want the flu. Because it can turn deadly. Another thing, ask your doctor, talk to your doctor. And if they recommend that you should, always talk to your doctor before you add anything. Take a multivitamin if your doctor recommends it. Obviously talk to your doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice because I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor first. I'm just here to give you non-medical advice. Okay, now to the more extreme measures. You know where this is going. A gas mask. Now, a lot of people recommend wearing like a surgical mask, but that doesn't give you full protection and you know it. So if you really want full protection, you're going to want a full face respirator. Now this filter probably isn't going to protect me from the flu because it doesn't have a date on it, but I'd imagine it's fairly old and most likely expired. You're going to want a new filter, an ABEC filter. ABEC P3 filter would be your best bet. Find one of them that fits your mask. If you have a 3M mask or a Glost or a Staneg, you find one that fits that, slap it on there, and you are good to go. And if you don't have a mask and you're looking for one specifically to protect you against the flu or any other biological threat, there's the Israeli civilian mask, which is fairly common for that sort of thing. They're pretty comfortable and they work pretty well. They have the drinking tube. I don't have a drinking tube though. I'll get one. Okay, this is not a mask video. This is not a mask review. Let's not get too carried away here with the masks. But there's this. There is the Draeger M65, which probably isn't the best mask for you unless you have a mainly German heritage. I'll make a video about that later, about the flaws with it. But if you are mainly German, it'll probably work fine for you. Other masks. I'm not going to show you my entire collection of masks, but you get the idea. The Israeli civilian mask is fairly cheap, and it works. Of course, the cheapest mask on the market is this bad boy, the GP5. Now, there's a few problems with these if you want to protect yourself against a biological threat. Number one problem is the filters they come with are worthless. First of all, they contain asbestos, which obviously isn't good to be breathing in. The whole mesothelioma and asbestosis. Two, all their filters are going to be expired, so the charcoal in them, or activated carbon it's called, isn't going to work anymore. Let's see what else. The threading, the filter threading, is it's 40 millimeter, but it's 40 millimeter GOST. So you can't screw a NATO filter in this because it won't make a proper seal. Another thing is they're fairly uncomfortable. But a plus is, like I said, these things are absolutely dirt cheap. So, if you maybe live in Eastern Europe where you can get new GOST filters for fairly cheap, wouldn't be the worst idea. But you may want to shave your hair first because these things will rip your hair out. But if you're not getting the GP5, I would recommend the Israeli civilian mask, which is a Shalon mask. Where did I just put that? There it is. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you're not going to go with the GP5, go with this. And the great thing about this mask is it takes both NATO and GOST filters, so it'll take STANAG and GOST, which is great. So you can put any 40 millimeter filter in it, and it'll work. Which would be a CBRN or an ABEC P3, which CBRN is the military and ABEC P3 is the industrial. But ABEC P3 is generally cheaper and closer to the... It's generally newer because it's not surplus. Okay, that's masks. And for something with flu isn't like... Okay, what I'm trying to get to here is NBC suits. Now, I don't own an NBC suit because I don't think that much is necessary. And some would say gas mask isn't even necessary, and it's really not. You really probably could get away with a surgical mask, but I don't want to trust my life to it, I want to have the best protection available, And obviously an NBC suit would be the best protection. Well, the best protection would be an NBC suit with a rebreather or a oxygen tank. But, one, I'm not rebreather certified, even though that would be cool. And I don't own an SCBA. So, there you go. I do want to get scuba certified. So I would eventually own an SCBA. So that could double, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, flu. Okay, so that's basically it. Common sense. Wash your hands. Clean your house fairly often with Lysol and Clorox wipes. All that sort of stuff. Wash your... everybody says it. Clean your light switches. People always say the least thing is cleaned is the light switches and TV remote. Make sure you clean those. And your keyboards. And your mice. And all that stuff. Everything you're touching, wash it. If you touch something, wash it. Wash it before you touch it and after you touch it. Just be safe if you don't want the flu. And like I said, number one priority, get your flu shot. I know people say, oh, I don't want the flu shot because last time I got it, I got sick. Well, just get it. Get your flu shot. Unless your doctor tells you otherwise, obviously. If your doctor tells you not to get it, don't get it. Do what your doctor says. Because generally doctors give legitimate medical advice. Like I said, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm giving you the other advice. Like the gas masks and that type of stuff. I've been fairly paranoid about the flu because Pennsylvania is getting hit fairly hard. And a couple counties over is the worst county in the state for the flu. Obviously, it's a couple counties over, but, if I was to go to that county, because there's a fairly big city in that county, you probably know what county I'm talking about if you're in Pennsylvania, or you know about the Pennsylvania counties. And you have a general idea where in Pennsylvania I live, which would be weird unless you know who I am. And it's not my Steam profile. My Steam profile is intentionally wrong. So I don't live in Philadelphia. Or Harrisburg. So that only leaves one left. Anyway, well, I don't live in the city. I live out of the city a good bit. Like I said, 3 counties over. But, yeah. It's getting hit really hard. And, I mean, I refuse to go to that county right now. Right now, I'm trying to stay in the house as much as possible and try to not have any contact with people because I don't want the flu. So, yeah. Thankfully, I switched to cyber school recently before this whole flu thing started. So I get to stay by myself and not risk getting the flu, hopefully. So stay safe, Think about my tips. Talk to your doctor about the vitamins. Keep your immune system healthy, all that sort of stuff. Eat healthy too, because eating healthy does help your immune system. Obviously, before you do anything medical, talk to your doctor. But, get a gas mask if you're really worried. Carry around some of these or some wet wipes. Like wet ones. Make sure they say antibacterial on them. And just wash, clean doorknobs before you touch them or stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm beating a dead horse here. But what I'm saying is be safe. Bye, guys. Hopefully you don't get the flu. And hopefully I don't get the flu. Stay happy. Stay healthy. I'll see you guys next time.